Hey guys, Max here, and welcome back to Max Plus, where today we will be reviewing LEGO Transformers Ripjaw. Now you may be saying, Max, there's already a LEGO Transformer named Ripjaw, and he's made by Unknown. And I would say to you, correct. This is just my own version of his character. I really liked the original Ripjaw, besides the fact that it always fell apart. So I built that figure he originally made, and I loved it, but its problem was it always fell apart. So I've made one that I think is a suitable replacement for the original. Now Unknown has since made a V2 of it, and I will link that in the card up in the top right corner right now. And I will link his channel down in the description below. Either way, let's get on to the actual build. So, Ripjaw here is built at very, very, very mini scale. This is supposed to be a mining bulldozer. So these things are massive. Like, a minifigure? Yeah, this scale is atrocious. You're supposed to be able to fit like a crew of like 10 people in this little cab right here. Yeah, so this is a huge vehicle. So, taking a look around, you can see we have some treads on the sides. We have a bit of a gap around the rear, but that's alright. It makes her a clean robot mode. We have this gap here as well. Unfortunate, but necessary. And we have just some like built-in details due to transformation. And we have this gigantic plow, like all mining bulldozers should. Now, he doesn't roll due to the way his treads are made, but he can slide. So, anyways, moving on to vehicle articulation. He has actually a bit. So, the blade can move up and down on this axis, and if you don't pop it off, this axis. So there's a little click hinge right here. These lights here are posable mostly for transformation, but you can move them around, and the entire superstructure is able to rotate due to transformation. Originally it was going to be a mining excavator, so that's why he has this superstructure rotation, but the bulldozer blade just fit better, plus it was more true to the original build. Either way, moving this off to the side, let's get into some comparisons. So here we have Ripjaw compared to another small build. Here is Lift Hook, and these guys are so out of scale with each other. Like I said, this is supposed to fit like a crew of 10 people, and this is a 2-seater. 3 if you count the second cab, but Lift Hook. Anyways, here he is with Buster. Little squeaky boy. He squeaks whenever I rub him on the table. Don't know why. Probably friction. Here he is with the power core drone. He's pretty short in terms of build. And here he is with the Hot Wheels car. And of course, here he is with a minifigure. Get out of here. Anyways, in terms of accessories, he does have one, and it's his weapon. It's just this little gun he has here. It's pretty simple. It's a gun. And if you want to store it, there's not really an official place to store it, but you can just sort of slot it in the back here. It'll fit. So if you do want someone to store it, it'll just fit back there. There's nothing that holds it in, it's just friction. Either way, moving that off to the side, I believe we can now get down to transformation. So, to transform Lift Hook, it's a pretty simple transformation, but it gets a lot done, which is my normal aesthetic and build system. I have no idea what I'm saying, so let's just do the transformation. So to transform him, the first thing you're going to want to do is straighten out this blade, rotate it around, and push it up here. After that, fold down the lights, and now the blade has been taken care of. After that, we're going to move the camera up just a little bit so I can pick him up. We're going to take this tile. It's going to rotate down. And that's going to allow us to pull the treads down on these assemblies. Now these are black. I know it's kind of hard to see, but that's what they look like. Yay. After that, we're going to split them a little bit, and then we're going to fold back these heels so that he'll be able to stand. That was the problem with the original one. His feet were so small he couldn't really stand. But this is my solution. It's pretty simple. I think it works quite well. Either way, next thing we have to do is rotate the cab and the rest of the superstructure around. And then we can push this plate up and make it look like one cohesive piece. So now let's work on the arms. So we come around to the sides here and we pull them out just a little bit, and then they just swing out on these simple little joints right here. Do that on both sides, and that reveals the head. Yep. Yeah, he does tend to fall apart sometimes just due to his one stud connection in his torso. It can also be a little fiddly getting these pieces out. So just swing that out. And now we're left with this. So what we can do now is just pop up the head. Head's just right there. And now we can work on getting these flaps into arms. So what you have to do is you have to rotate them around, just like that. Take this entire top section, rotate it back, and then on this hinge, it just rotates in, making these nice big old shoulder pads. After that, rotate the forearm, maybe move this back just a little bit, flip out the hand. I do this a lot on a lot of my transformers. And then just bring the arm down. And that's one arm. The other arm, just the same. So rotate it around, fold up the shoulder pad, just like that. Rotate the forearm. Rotate out the hand. And bring the forearm down. And there, ladies and gentlemen, we have Ripjaw in his robot mode. And I think he really looks cool. He definitely looks like the original Ripjaw design made by Unknown, just like stylized in my aesthetic, which is like sort of glorified G1, G2 sort of style. So let's take a look at the robot mode. So moving him around, he has these big ol' arms, you know. He's one of my more lean Transformers. A lot of my Transformers tend to be blocky. This guy just is kind of lean, besides the giant shoulder pads and the huge blade just sitting over his head. So turning him around, you can just sort of see it's very simple. His heels do have the tendencies just to sort of give in after a little bit. But he has no backpack, which I really like. Originally, the blade was just going to like sit sort of here on the back like the original design. And I was like, wait, that kind of looks messy. So I figured out I can just fold it over the head, and it can just sort of live here, and the lights can just fold in. So you can just keep rotating it around. Yeah, it's a pretty good figure, I think. I mean, I think all of my figures are good. Well, most of them. Some of them have been atrocities, I gotta say. Either way, we can give him his gun, but after we pose him, because we can't really give him a gun when he's not posed. So going over posability, you can move this out of the way and get some like fully upward head motion. So you can look all the way up and be like, squirrel! He can look down a little bit. The tile on his head can rotate side to side so it can look like his visor is turning. So that can happen. His shoulders have an in and out joint, a full 360. No up and down, unfortunately. That's been a theme with a lot of my smaller Transformers like this. He has an elbow and a bicep rotation. He's got some wrist swivel, but due to the way the legs are, he can't really use the arms a lot. So moving the arms out of the way, he does have a waist swivel, just due to the way he transforms. He can go all the way forward with his legs, all the way back due to transformation. He also has out, so this is just a universal joint. And he has a knee too. So what I think is really cool is that only the inside part of the knee moves and the tread is just sort of left here. So he gets like these huge knee pads that he can like kneel on or something. So, yep, yeah, you can see his feet like to fall off sometimes, which is just the unfortunate part of being made out of Lego. Yes, you can get him into some kneeling poses just like that. And I think that looks really good. So now we can sort of pose him up here. I should make a habit out of doing this in like every video I do. We can give him his gun. Just like that. My bad. My hand was just completely in the shot there. Any robot that can like... I love having this type of arm articulation because you can do like this type of pose, and we'll move out this leg a little bit for some leverage. Now we just gotta do the hard part of making him stay up. And there we go. Now he's in a pose. And yes, his gun does have a stud shooter on it, so it can fire. It's like early 2000s Transformers all over again. Anyways, moving him off to the side. Not that far. Here he is with the previous video. Here is Crankshaft. I like the way these two scale with each other. I think they're just... In my eyes, Ripjaw here is a mass shifter. He just shrinks for his robot mode because his alt mode is huge. But I think these guys look really nice next to each other. Moving him off to the side. Here he is with Buster. Here he is with the Hot Wheels car. The PCC drone. A minifigure. And, of course, here he is with Charles. Yay, Charles! Anyways, moving Charles out of here. That's pretty much it for the video. We've gone over the transformation. We've done all the Lego Transformer YouTuber things. So, anyways, guys, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did like it, be sure to subscribe and like if you feel so inclined. Obviously, you're not forced to do that. And that's probably for the better. Either way, this has been Max, and I'll see you in the next video. Be sure to leave a comment on what you want to see next. So, anyways, guys, I'm rambling for too long. I'll see you all in the next video. See you guys. Bye-bye.